Hello everyone, we are here with Xbox Series X updates. 10 games likely coming at launch in 2020. 2020 will see the release of the next Xbox generation and brand new games alongside it. Here are some games we believe will be Xbox Series X launch titles. The Xbox Series X will release later this holiday season. Over the past few months, fans of the platform have the name, design and a few minor details as to what it can do. However, most gamers can agree that games are what really matters. Unfortunately, launch titles have never been excellent for either platform. So 2020 is the year for launch titles to stand out and make an impact on fans. This list is comprised of 10 games that will likely launch on Xbox Series X on launch day or just shortly after the release. The games on this list do not have a specific release date either, so there is a great chance they make the generational leap. Let's begin with Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite is arguably the best title set for release on the next generation Xbox. This game is almost guaranteed to be the launch title for the Xbox Series X. In fact, it will be the first Halo game to launch with an Xbox console since Combat Evolved. So much coming for full circle. 343 Industries have been hard at work developing a Halo game that fans are excited to play. The teaser released in 2018 and the trailer from the last year have many fans of the series excited for the Master Chief's return. The last installment of Halo was not well received. Many were not fond of the stories or the new character included. So Halo Infinite will set things right by taking fans back to the Halo rings. Master Chief is also donning what looks to be his traditional armor. And of course the game is developed in the proprietary Slipspace engine. So 2020 is certainly the game to be an Xbox player and a Halo fan. Second in the list is Gods and Monsters. The affirmated Gods and Monsters are also expected to release on the new generation of consoles. After its delay in 2019, many have speculated the game was pushed for the next generation. That said, many are still excited to see more of this game. Its similar appearance to Breath of the Wild make it very appealing to many. The world seems full of gods and monsters. Players will most likely to take control of their character seen in the trailer, and with many Roman or Greek god themes. Gods and Monsters are being developed by the team behind Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So there is no surprise the game will focus on the ancient gods. The team has many experience with developing fantasy like worlds or elements. Odyssey is full of these features and some fans wish it had included more. Regardless, many will be interested to see what become of this Breath of the Wild inspired title. Next one is Assassin's Creed Ragnarok. The Assassin's Creed franchise is plagued with leaks. Every game in the franchise has been leaked except for Assassin's Creed 2. So this year's suspected Assassin game is expected to take place in the Viking era. Viking have been a much requested time frame from fans. Rumors and leaks have suggested the game will follow a similar genre as Origin and Odyssey. Player will have a choice of gender and major plot threads throughout the game. Ubisoft, the king of launch titles for new consoles generation. Late in 2019, the publishers delayed 3 major games: Gods and Monsters, Watch Dogs Legion and Rainbow Six Quarantine. These games are expected to hit the next generation of consoles as well. So, the unannounced yet well very known Assassin's Creed Ragnarok will most likely also release on the new console. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag released in 2013 for the new generation of console and was one of the best launch games ever. Coming up with Watch Dogs Legion. Again, Ubisoft is king of launch release. Watch Dogs Legion is the game we know that most about that was delayed last year. We have received many trailers for this game explaining that you can play as anyone in the world. Each NPC has their own background and set of skills that you can recruit. Once you recruit them, you can play as them during mission and switch between others as you see fit. This is a very ambitious mechanic that has never been done before. The first installment in the Watch Dogs franchise was received with mixed reviews. Its sequel garnered with more praise, so we are expecting a lot more from this third game. The fact that we have seen so much of Watch Dogs Legion make it more likely to the game will hit the Xbox Series X on day 1. Plus, it is a much different game from the other Ubisoft titles for fans to easily pick it up. Coming up with Rainbow Six Quarantine. And finally we have Rainbow Six Quarantine. We got a short trailer from the Rainbow Six Siege spin-off last year at E3. The game is most likely inspired by the limited event in Rainbow Six Siege known as Outbreak. This event pitted 3 players against an alien outbreak. The outbreak started from a space capsule that landed in New Mexico. Residents of the quarantine town were infected with the alien parasite and underwent extreme mutation. Rainbow Six Quarantine will most likely play the rest of this narrative out in a much longer game. Little else is known about the spin-off, but it will presumably feature 3-player coup. Fans of the series can also expect a campaign since the game will have less online feature than Siege. A full-fledged campaign would make Quarantine stand out for its cousin and bring in new audiences. Rainbow Six Quarantine was announced for a release on Xbox One in 2020, but it will almost certainly be playable on Xbox Series X as well, even if it's due to backward compatibility. Next name is Outriders. Outriders was announced just last week and it certainly looked intriguing. The game from People Can Fly has already been confirmed to hit next generation console in holiday season, so an Xbox X release seems almost guaranteed. Outrider is a third-person cooperative shooter similar to Destiny or The Division. Player will kill enemy and bosses for better loot so they can have higher gear set as they progress. However, Outrider will not feature PvP elements. Players are tasked with eliminating severe muted enemies with various weapons and abilities. The world Outrider is set is in bleak and barren. One area in which Outrider will stand out is the gameplay. Players have abilities they can regularly use with cooldowns. The abilities are more than those of Guardian in Destiny. The abilities can be used on the fly, unlike an ultimate. That said, gameplay can range from fast-paced running and gunning to more slower progression through picking off enemies from a distance. Outrider will need to stand out from the rest of the genre to gain enough traction of the next generation of consoles. Next in the list is Senua Saga Hellblade 2. The Xbox Series X was announced at the 2019 Game Award. Just after its announcement trailer, Phil Spencer, Executive Vice President of Gaming, announced a Hellblade sequel, Senua Saga Hellblade 2. The team at Ninja Theory revealed a trailer of the game that was absolutely stunning. The game was running in its engine, which many were stunned and impressed by. The character and the landscape in the trailer looks as close to real life as reality itself. The first game was praised critically for its sound, design, gameplay, story and handling of mental illness. Ninja Theory has another game in development, Bleeding Edge, set to release in late March, but Senua Saga Hellblade 2 will give fans of the series even more excellent single player. The trailer that was released came with a caveat of it being in early development, so it may not hit the next Xbox for some time. It's unlikely Senua Saga Hellblade 2 will be available for Xbox Series X on day 1, but hopefully it will arrive shortly after the console's launch this holiday season, maybe an early 2021 release. Next in the list is Biomutant. It has been some time since we have heard from Experiment 101, the developers behind Biomutant. Biomutant was announced and revealed in 2017, but nothing has been revealed about it since. So the launch of new console would make it an excellent time to release a brand new game. THQ Nordic is publishing the game. Experiment 101 has only helped work on Just Cause games, and it now is working on its own baby. Biomutant is an action RPG set in a world full of mutants. Players control a raccoon-like creature that is completely customizable. The world is full of creatures players will need to hunt down using their weapons and abilities. Little else is known about the game, but maybe this will change this year. If Biomutant is highlighted at E3 this summer, then it's possible the game could make a big splash on next-gen consoles, releasing at the same time as the Xbox Series X or relatively close to its launch doesn't seem out of the question. Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 was also delayed by it was not given a release window. Techland, the developers behind the game, want to make it as perfect as possible, so they need more time with the game. Dying Light 2 has several details and trailers, but the game seems to be flying a bit under the radar with all the other big games coming soon. The game takes place sometimes after the first citizen of the city have formed fractions and it is up to the protagonist to choose sides. Dying Light 2 will put several difficult decisions in the hand of the player. You will have to make decisions that may save people or change the fate of many. The gameplay trailer above shows many of the changes to the new game and a whole new cast of characters. Dying Light received a great reception and the developer supported the game several years after its launch. Dying Light 2 would certainly make for an excellent launch title. Next in the queue is Forza Horizon 5. The Forza series has been a very strong first-party franchise on the Xbox platform. In fact, it's one of the most respected racing games available. Last year, Forza series took a break, but it is expected to hit consoles again this year. It will have been 2 years since the last game in the series took the road with 2018's Forza Horizon 4. The Forza Horizon series is arguably the better of the Forza family. Forza Motorsport is a much faster paced game, while Horizon is much more relaxing game. Whether Forza Horizon races back into the spotlight or not, the series is certainly expected by many to make return at some point. Playground Games is the developer of the Forza series and is currently rumored to be developing a Fable game. That has yet to be announced, but it may put a hold on the Forza franchise. If Fable is being developed, it may push back the development of Forza. However, a Forza game is bound to make its way to the new console eventually. 2020 is coming up to be a big year for gaming. The game of this list garner plenty of their own attention and audiences. If all these games were to make their way to the Xbox Series X on launch day, then the plague of the mediocre launch title would be no more. Let us know what games you are most excited to play on the next generation of Xbox.